Hello, beautiful people of the internet. This is Shay, your favorite astrologer and Nostradamus wannabe, here to tell you your future. And today we are going to be talking about Venus in Libra in 2029. Remember to check my housekeeping in the comments, and we're going to get started by talking about what Venus is. Love and relationships in Libra. It's home placement where it's most comfortable. It's the air sign of balance, the scales of justice, and quite frankly, to me, it is also in balance. This is a very mental place, and approximately at 8 degrees, I know I'm skipping from Venus enters into 8 degrees, but there are probably alignments that I'm not mentioning here because number one, I haven't looked at it. But number two, I am trying to keep things concise and based on the planets that I have already gone over in the past. If you want to check out some of those, there's a link to my astrology predictions playlist in the housekeeping in the comments where you will find all the videos I've made up until this point. You can search for your current time period or for anything out into the future up to 2046. Now, I don't talk about usually planets that I haven't already discussed unless something really comes up that's profound to me that I want to address. But if there is an astral body that you would really love to know more about, you should put it in the comments what you would like to learn more about, and I may circle back around to it at some point. At 8 degrees, we have a trine to Pluto in Aquarius. Trines are very positive, so not only is your heart in this heady balance place, and when I say Venus rules relationships, I mean all relationships, your friendships, your coworkers, your romantic, all of that. The trine to Pluto in Aquarius is these changes in society. So now that you're starting to really feel more balanced in your relationships and in your love life and in the things that you relate to, the trine is basically saying that is aligning with the big social changes that have been happening and the random and the chaos and all of that. It's on the same page, which is really positive. Approximately August 23rd through the 26th of 2029, between 9 and 11 degrees, we have a semi-sextile to Mars in Scorpio. Now, I have a Mars and Scorpio video if you'd like to check that out for this time period, but the semi-sextile is Mars teaching Venus here. Well, both of these are in their, Mars is in its original home placement of Scorpio, and Venus is in its home placement of Libra. So this is really positive because our actions, which are technical, because Scorpio is very precise and they are usually investigators, like they see long term and they play moves really far in advance. And that is teaching Venus in Libra here that you need to go ahead and think a couple more steps ahead in these relationships to really figure out where they're going and how you can kind of incorporate them into your life more. And this is working in the background. Scorpio does not want to be seen, does not want to be noticed, especially not like Leo. Scorpio likes to be the watcher of everything that's happening. So this is a sign to watch your relationships, to be mindful of your surroundings and the darknesses that everybody has. Mars and Scorpio is reminding Venus and Libra. That's great that you feel balanced in all of these relationships, but keep in mind to be a couple steps ahead of everyone. We have a opposition on approximately the 24th of August. So this is during this semi-sextile transit to Mars. The opposition is to Neptune which is retrograde in Aries. That's at approximately 10 degrees. So Neptune is also making alignments with Mars here. And this is your selfish spirit. This is the war on God that we've been discussing. And this opposition is somehow your relationships, the way you love, the way you relate to these people, to the balance, is opposite where you are on your spiritual journey and on your path with God, the great creator, whatever you decide to call that. And oppositions I can view either negatively or positively. There's kind of no middle ground here. It's either going to work or it isn't. This is where you have your decision. This is where you make your decisions, and this is where your free will comes into play. And at this time, is your God and your spiritual journey more important than your relationships and trying to maintain the balance? Or is trying to maintain the balance and kind of what you have here in the relationships you have and your job and your routine and all of that, is that taking precedence over your relationship with spirit? I am going to err on the side of spirit, but I am an extraordinarily spiritual person. So take that for what you will, because at this time, trying to balance out all of these relationships, if you're being called to step away from them, if you're being told by the greater powers that be that, hey, this actually isn't good for your life, even though you feel like you have been playing whack-a-mole and you finally got all the moles, did you need to be playing that game at all? Like, spirit is trying to call you out and say, is it important? Is it more important? And your relationships and the people around you may be saying, yes, I am more important than your spiritual path. Like, I need help. I need you. And that pull is going to kind of determine the trajectory from there, whichever decision you make at this time between your relationships and the balance and your trying to maintain all of these different aspects of life versus what spirit is trying to guide you to do. And I listen to spirit, or I try to. I don't always understand the message because God can't just speak plain English to me. I'm sorry, I'm going to get on a tangent. Let me not do that. Then we have an inconjunct to Chiron, which is retrograde in Taurus at approximately 12 degrees around August 26th, 2029. So this alignment and the Mars alignment are still at play, and the Neptune alignment is still at play in all of this. So I want you to keep that in the back of your head while you go through this time period. This inconjunct is irritating because Chiron is the wounded healer. It's the pot calling the kettle black. It's being able to tell others to do things that you struggle with. What you're going to struggle with in Taurus is your morals, your values, and your house, keeping your house clean, because it's clean is more of like the Chiron thing here. And food security or insecurity. I talked some about this in my Chiron and Taurus video. But the inconjunct to your relationships. So this telling people how to heal these things is not aligning with how you're actually managing and maintaining and balancing all of these relationships and the things that you claim to love, but yet the things that are your responsibilities and that should be important to you and that you should take precedence and priority are like being pushed on the back burner for these relationships and for these people, and to maintain a balance that is going to be impossible to maintain long term. And Chiron is frustrated because you just want to stick to the thing. You just want to be on your path and take your responsibilities. You're trying to help heal other people by healing, yourself. We just got through a lot of self-work, and this is the implementation phase of all of the self-work and the maintenance phase of doing this to continue on your routines and your schedules and all of that. And you not being able to do that because you're trying to balance every aspect of your life and your relationships and how you love and how you treat others, because you got to juggle every ball in existence. And Chiron is saying one thing at a time. I just need you to focus at home, because Taurus is home centered, and I need you to focus on your own home so that way you can help people focus on theirs. And Venus in Libra is like, okay, but I have this friendship, this job, this yes, I would like to stick to this routine, but I also have this, I got to take care of my car, I got to. So you're doing all of these other things, and it's frustrating because you just want to be on your routine. But being on your routine strictly means that all of these other things are going to go out of whack, and you're playing whack-a-mole basically. Then we have a trine on approximately August 31st, 2029 to Uranus and Gemini at 18 degrees. This is a fantastic time for any creative outlet work that is going to help you mentally. It's going to shift your focus, and you're going to be like, you know what, maybe I can't balance all of these other things, but I absolutely love doing this hobby. I love doing this trade. I love doing this work. I love brainstorming, because this is a lot of mental energy. This is really creative energy, and it's very fast because we have Gemini here, which is twitchy. And Libra here, which is trying to basically implement the balance of this creativity and this. So not only are you having these big thoughts and these big brainstorming ideas, but you're also trying to figure out how to implement it, how to manage it, how to maintain it, how to grow it, and this is lovely. We then have an inconjunct approximately September 6th, 2029 at 25 degrees to Saturn in Taurus. And this is the right thing to do in your home with your time. And this is saying, write out your schedule, write it out, and really look at how you want to see the order of things. But Venus in Libra is like, okay, that's great, and I would love to do that, and I plan on doing that, but I also have all of these other priorities and things to manage and maintain and balance. I have my friendships, I have my social events, I have my romantic relationship. Like, I have all of these things that I also have to pay attention to in my life, that again, sticking strictly to this routine is not working, however much I want to, however much time I would love to put into this, because Saturn is about time management, and especially your father. So this could be, arguments with father figures or male figures in your life that you aren't seeing eye to eye with. And this is annoying, but it's bringing something up that, inconjuncts do offer you a different perspective. You probably aren't going to like that perspective, but it is a different perspective for you to go, okay, yes, I'd love to balance and maintain all of these relationships, but I also need to help other people do that and manage their time. And, this may be you trying to figure out your parents' schedule if they're elderly, or your grandpa, and his schedule and his medication routine and all, and you're not doing that right as far as he's concerned. And you're bad at it because you are so focused on everybody else and everything else. And you also need to focus on you. And it's like, Then we have a conjunction to Jupiter in Libra, approximately the 7th of September. And this is like the big balance that you've been trying to maintain. Your relationships in this big balance and this big way that you love, and this can also be big legal stuff, feels like, okay, I'm on the page that I need to be on. I have been mindful. I have mentally figured out how to maintain, mental regulation, emotional regulation, intellectual regulation, familial regulate, like in a really big way. This is light bulb territory because it is at the end of the sign here. And this big, expansive balance, especially in your relationships, your relationship to yourself, to your money, to your work, to your people, all of that is on the same page now. It's like, okay, I know I can be overwhelmed with all of these other things, but I am going to maintain my peace, and that is great. Then Venus goes into Scorpio approximately September 10th, 2029, and press all the buttons. Press all the buttons. Press all the buttons. Peace out, fam. Much love.